Hey guys, we are live. Welcome to the Bags to Riches podcast. I'm your host, Zach Ginn. Quick question for you. How would it feel if you can consistently get 3 to 5 wholesaling deals in your business? How would it feel like for you? How would it feel like for your family? And how would it feel like for your financial freedom for the rest of your life? Well, you're in for a treat today. In this podcast, our guest, Nasar, aka the OG Real Estate Doru, the original. And there's a lot of people calling themselves the Doru. He is the original Real Estate Doru. He's going to share with us how to consistently get 3 to 5 real estate wholesaling deals every single month. I'm going to learn his marketing secrets, his acquisition secrets, his disposition secrets. He's here to spill the beans. How's it going today, Nasar?
It's going all right, man. I can't complain, man. Thank you for having me on.
Dude, thank you so much. I mean, just before we get into everything, the amount of free content you've given over the past 8 years on YouTube. I started out in this business 4 years ago. I'm telling you, before there was Max Maxwell, it was you and Sean Terry. And that's basically it, giving out free info. Everyone's like, buy my course, do this. I'm like, I'm a broke 17-year-old kid. How am I getting into this business? And truly, thank you for sharing the knowledge. And you're still sharing it today. So big shout out to you and to your YouTube channel.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that, man. And yeah, Sean Terry, man, is a good dude, man. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah. So let's talk about the originals. We got a lot of people new into wholesaling. Who are you? Who is the Real Estate Doru? How did you get started in this business?
Oh, it's a good question, man. So I bought my first house in 2007, man. So you probably was in grade school. Bought my first house in 2007. And in 2007, went to do a flip in New Jersey. So we bought the house in East Orange, New Jersey, which is North Jersey. And with that being said, we watched the shows Flip That House. Okay, I don't know if you remember those shows back then.
Yeah.
But with that show Flip That House, it made it seem so easy. So what we did was, we was like, man, all you gotta do is buy an ugly house, yell at a bunch of contractors, and make a bunch of money. So just end up graduating from college that same year, and of course, it took forever to sell the house. We sold it in 2008, and we did everything wrong. We ended up losing $7,000 a piece, and I moved down to now. We lost in 2008. Now, if you probably don't remember how tragic and bad 2008 was, but it basically was, the greatest recession since the Great Depression. So, it was terrible. So the market was basically, when I bought the house, the market was bad, but it went from bad to worse. So, it's a blessing to be able to look back and say, okay, all I did was lose money. I didn't, have to get a foreclosure on my back or anything like that. So that was basically my first deal in real estate. And from there, 2008, moved down to Charlotte. And 2010, found out about wholesaling. Did my first wholesale deal in 2011. 2012, I got fired. 2012, I got fired. And from me getting fired in 2012, September of 2012, my highest paying job was $38,000 a year, and last year we did about 1.9.
Ooh. And wholesale fees?
That's everything. That was wholesale, building, and rehabbing.
Ooh, man, jeez. And I remember reading your book when I started out. It was something like flipping burgers to flipping houses.
Flip houses and burgers available on Amazon. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, that's just so funny. I remember my journey starting out. I mean, I was a bag boy. I was broke, so I always talk about Bags to Riches podcast. Bagging groceries to riches. You were flipping burgers. I love just having a relatable story like that. I mean, what was it like? Not a lot of wholesalers are out there. I remember 2008, like I can look back at the statistics. Really, things bottomed out in Florida, really 2009-ish to 10. During that time frame from 08 to 010, did you have a job? Were you wholesaling then?
I had a job. I was in banking.
Okay.
So with that being said, I was in banking, and I say that. So I was Charlotte, North Carolina, just so your listeners know. at that time was the number 2 biggest banking city in the country. I want to say they're number 3 now because San Fran is number 2 now, and New York City being number 1 of the financial markets in the country. So I was in banking, but it sounds good, but I was in the call center. So I was a call center guy. I was the bottom of the totem pole. It's like I'm up there on the phones talking about, thinking to myself, like, I really went to college to answer phones. Like, what's going on, man? So it's crazy.
Did they give you a sexy job title though, at least?
My last job, I got fired. I got a sexy job title. And that was not in the call center. That was a policy review analyst. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I'll say this. That's probably why I got fired. But I had a sexy job title.
Cool. And so my question here before we really get into everything is, again, a real estate recession might be on the horizon soon. Maybe it's not. Everyone's been saying it's going to have one forever. Go to Robert Kiyosaki. He says it's been happening every single year. Here's the most common misconception. I talk to everyone that's been in this business a while. Can you still make money during a real estate recession?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was guys making money. And like with anything, when guys making money, they're not going to tell you. So, I was wholesaling during the recession. That's, like I said, found out about it in 2010, 2011, did my first wholesale deal. But, I was making, I still had a job. And I was still making some good money. When I got fired, still making some good money. But when it was terrible, yeah, it was guys making money. You just had to have a strategy for each market cycle. But it was guys making great money. They just wasn't the guys making the great money. They weren't telling you until after it was over. And it was, oh man, it was so good. I should just go get REOs from this. You know what I'm saying? They were making the good money, but they just wasn't going to say nothing while they were doing it.
It's true. I definitely agree with that. So let's get into it. There's so many people. I've gotten so many requests when I kind of announced that you're going to go on later today. They said, man, I'm maybe get one wholesale deal every month or every other month. It's like, it's a struggle for consistency. Please tell me, how do you get 3 to 5 consistent real estate wholesale deals a month? It's 1.9 million. It's a lot of money.
All right. Okay. So how do I get 3 to 5 deals consistently every month? It's basically your marketing, man. So with the marketing, it's extremely important you stay consistent with your marketing. Extremely important. All right. Now, to get 3 to 5 deals consistently for the new guy, right? So we're doing a little more than that, but to get 3 to 5 deals consistently for a new guy, what you need to do is you need to hit these people multiple ways, okay? So I like to give this example out. Right now we're in the holiday season, Zach, and your generation is normally, anybody, I'm not going to use your generation, any generation, right? So you go to the outlet stores or your favorite clothing store. Okay. They say, hey, before you check out, type in your phone number, type in your email. Okay. And then, also, hey man, if you agree for us to contact you via text, we'll give you an extra 5% off today. And you're like, okay, great. So with that being said, right, when these stores have a sale, they hit you multiple ways. Okay. They hit you via text message. All right. You might ignore that one. Then they hit you in your email. Then you might react to that one. Okay. And if you're Ralph Lauren, they have my address. They mailed me something saying that they're having a sale. So they hit me 3 ways. They hit me text message, email, and direct mail. Okay. They figure everybody responds to one of those. So that's basically what I do, right? So I seen the email. Okay, I just deleted it or whatever, get out of my inbox, and I got the mail piece, it's junk mail, I throw it away. I got a text message, 50% off. Now I want to go to the store, right? And if they get me in the store, the marketing worked. Now it's up to the salespeople to do what they need to do, all right? And you the products and the service at that point. Now, Zach, you reacted towards email. I reacted towards text message, all right? So I just want to translate that to houses. So what we're going to do is we like to hit the sellers multiple ways, right? The my guy Max calls it the conveyor belt method, which is, you're hitting text message, People didn't respond for text message, ringless voicemail, from ringless voicemail to cold calling, from cold calling to direct mail. All right. Everybody is going to react to marketing a different way. All right. So that's basically how we get consistently closing deals every month, man. So it's basically just hitting them multiple different ways, man. So that somebody raises their hand and say, hey, I am interested in selling. And then we go through the process with that particular person.
Okay. And with this conveyor belt method, I think it's interesting because every other like successful real estate investor does a certain type of thing differently. With me, I always found this out. I was wondering if this happened in your businesses. If I would cold call a list of 3,000 like high equity list in my market, I'll maybe get 2 deals that month. But if I go SMS, text, and cold call that same list together, I'll get like 4 deals. Has there been a way, like kind of like what you're saying is you have a list and you hit them in different ways and you get deals in a certain marketing channel that you would never get on the other one?
Absolutely.
Okay. And how many type of marketing channels do you think you should go off of these lists, the conveyor belt method?
Okay. If you're new, right?
Yeah.
If you're somebody who's just not, I'm going to start the new guy. The new guys probably started out like me and you, Zach, right? Broke. You were 17, so yeah, you were extremely broke. You know what I mean? But and rightfully so. You know, so you're still a kid, literally a kid at that point. So now, with that being said, I got my first deal driving for dollars. So I had to go out there, and it took me 8 months, but I would do that every Saturday morning. I would get up and drive for dollars consistently. All right. I did one marketing channel, which was the direct mail, and I used to get leads that had a higher chance of motivation. All right. By driving for dollars. Why do they have a higher chance of motivation? Because we're putting them on that list for a reason. Tall grass, mailbox filled with mail, roof needs a new roof, house is falling apart. You know, house tore up from the floor up, you know, so we're putting them on the list, right? So that's the new person. I recommend you do one, all right? And just stick to it and work that list every month, okay? Now, with somebody who has some money, I recommend just hitting them multiple ways, man. Ringless voicemail, text message, and calling them, just hitting them multiple ways.
Yeah, I mean, I just to say this before, when you were driving for dollars, this was before Deal Machine. Before all that stuff. I mean, when you were driving for dollars, you had no money for Deal Machine. How were you taking down those leads?
Oh, okay. When I was pen and paper, old school way, right? So I write it down on paper, the addresses. Okay. So Deal Machine makes it a lot easier because some of these houses didn't have addresses. We talking about stuff that's tore up and flow up. So if they didn't have an address, I would get the house next door to it, then look on my city assessor site. And when I'm clicking on the maps, okay, this one was next door to 123 Main Street. All right, what's the address? Okay, this is 127 Main Street. Okay, got it. And Saturday I would spend getting the addresses. Sunday I would cross-reference stuff because at that time it was a lot of bank-owned properties. So I would cross-reference stuff, take off the bank-owned stuff, and mail out to people who are actually qualified.
Okay. And so you would cold call that?
No, not back then. 2011, I was doing direct mail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would write out a postcard, a handwritten postcard. I want to buy your house at 123 Main Street. Please call Nasar and my Google Voice number.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. And what was the amount of money you made on your first wholesaling deal?
$2,000.
Wow. And just a question for you. Like when you started out, you weren't rich. You didn't have a lot of money. What kept you going between that date that you started wholesaling and you got that first deal? What was your driving factor?
My why, man. I did not see myself working a job for the rest of my life. That was not happening. That was just not happening, man. So, they say if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. So yeah, at that time, bro, yeah, working the job, for the rest of my life, it definitely made me cry because I was like, yo, I'm not cut out for this. I wasn't made for this. I was not put here to get a paycheck with no comma. So yeah, that just kept me going, bro. Like that, man. Yeah, that kept me going because at the time of my job, I would look at people 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years my senior, and I would say, yo, no, not me, man. I don't want to be them. I'm not doing it. So
Okay. So if someone is kind of in North Carolina, they got $200, what kind of marketing can they get to consistently get some deals, you think?
Um, okay. What type of marketing they do to consistently get some deals? I would say, man, if you never done a deal before, start off driving for dollars, man. First, you got to pound the pavement. You know, got to put in the work. I say pound the pavement. You're gonna learn neighborhoods. You're gonna learn what to look for. You learn what kind of houses that you're gonna be buying for your real estate career. You know, we sometimes we get pretty houses, but majority of the time that's not the case. Majority of the time, the houses we get do not qualify for a loan, a bank loan, that is. So with that being said, I recommend, somebody driving for dollars. That's the most efficient way to start. Hey, can I answer this question over here?
Of course. What's the question?
Okay. Now, he had a great question. Jay Lyon said, what did he do? What did I do with the 2000? Basically, I just put it back in marketing, man. That was a little bit of money, obviously, for a wholesale fee, right? But we're talking 2011. This is going to sound crazy to most of you guys, but back then it was easy to find the sellers and hard to find the buyers. Yep. It was easy to find the sellers and hard to find the buyers. Now it was hard.
Just so people know, in a rough market. Can you say that one more time, please?
It was easy to find the sellers that want to give you the property. It was hard to find the buyers. Now,
understand that, please.
Right. Now, I was younger, and so I didn't have the resources. I had people in my ear saying, man, you need to hold these properties, but that's all good. But if you ain't got the resources and the know-how to hold these properties, you ain't going to be holding no properties, So, but yeah, it was easier. Now it's easy to find a buyer, a cash buyer, extremely easy to find a cash buyer. You can find one every social media market, any real estate meetings. I mean, hell, even in the grocery store, So, but back then it was the reverse because they were in the buyer's market at that time.
Okay. And guys, please comment below your questions you got for him. I'm telling you, we're going to answer as many as we can get if we get too many questions. But guys, comment below the questions. So you got the $2,000 there. That's awesome. But how do you keep that momentum going after you get that first deal?
Now I got money, right? So I got money now. And so being that I got money, I can do one of these, a direct mail campaign and not drive for dollars. So what I did, I got the code enforcement list, and I mailed out that list, sent it to a mail house and mailed it out. I think I started out writing it out and mailed it out and started doing deals off the code enforcement list, the boarded up homes list, the demolition list. All right. So let me explain that. Boarded up homes, right? What that is those are houses that are boarded up. So when you board up a house, you have to alert the city. So it's not exactly the city, but like the police report, and police department, they put you on some type of some list that your house is boarded up, so an extra police presence can be around there. All right. Demolition lists are houses that were set to be demoed by the city. So in Mecklenburg County, where I'm at, if the city determines the amount of repair exceeded the tax value of the house, they would move it over to a demolition list to knock it over. And I would go after those people and I would wholesale that. Man, those sellers were so easy to get back then, man. Yeah, I did pretty good off that. Me and my partner Lori here in Charlotte at that time.
Okay. Quick question on the marketing side here. The last one I really have, and then we'll piggyback on what you just said there. Overall, if you like in your marketing right now, you're consistently getting over 3-5+ deals. Right now, how are you consistently doing it with the amount of money you have now?
Oh, easy. I'm in a place. I've been blessed, right? So all praises due. I've been blessed. So what I do, I pull the whole county. So now I got the whole county data, and I'm just hitting them up because this marketing, like this new age marketing, man, is so cheap. I don't see why people don't go after everybody. I just go after. Hey, look, I'm going after the whole county and all the absentee owners. They fit this criteria. We going after them. Let's go.
All right. And who are you using to pull all this data?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Durulist.com. Okay.
Right.
So durulist.com, aka GeoPoint. You use Real Estate Doru, check out, you get 20% off your first list. All right. But I've been using it for a while, man. And just, hey, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix that.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, guys, data is so important in your business right now. I'm telling you right now, GeoPoint's a really good one. I recommend PropStream too. That's another good one, but they're all really good like sources of actually getting deals. But overall, I think the marketing, when it comes to that, the data is basically everything in it. So really to transition into the next part here, which I get so many questions. I mean, I have maybe a tenth of the following you do on Instagram, and I get this question hammered all the time. Nasar, how can somebody who's extremely new in this business get comfortable talking to sellers?
Okay, there's the only way you're going to do it is by doing it. It's just do it like Nike. Okay. Now, some of you, I had a call center background, and not only did I have a call center background, I was fortunately I wasn't shy or anything like that, but I was used to, I'm talking to people in my job, so I'm gonna translate these skills and use them over here. But for those, like I was the same way. Like, man, how do I get better? Like, and somebody told me who's experienced, who's retired now, same age as me, retired now from real estate, and said, man, you just got to do it. He said that's normal what you're feeling. You just got to get out there and do it. So now we're in the digital era. The information's out there. Pull a script, okay? Pull a script. If you go to Zach, I don't know if you offer free scripts.
I got ones. I want to hear yours too.
Okay, but I mean, my scripts are in my Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Doru. You answer the questions, let you in. But with these scripts, right? You role play with somebody, find an accountability partner. If you can't find anybody in your personal life, man, you have it so easy these days, bro. You have okay, let me just rewind. Back when I got started, there was like 5 real estate podcasts. 2 of them was active. One of them was Flip to Freedom. That was like the only wholesaling podcast, and then some more started to come around. Okay, but in 2010, I would just I would keep that in my ear. The meetup groups, right? So now, fast forward now, there's like 3,000 wholesaling podcasts you can choose from, literally. Okay, you got multiple Facebook groups. Every social media is a real estate person. Like, link up with somebody in the comments, ask in the group, hey, somebody looking for an accountability partner so that we can practice scripts, and if that's what you have to do. But in my personal opinion, there's just going out there and doing it, man. Like what I used to do, I used to carry the script in my back pocket. So when the sellers call my Google Voice number, I can pick it up. I pull over, take my script out, and just go through the questions. Mm-hmm. All right. And, just got better with time.
Okay. I mean, my experience too, I found out too, is just the best script is yourself sometimes. Have you figured out being kind of genuine and not following like a robotic script sometimes in your acquisitions?
Yes, I absolutely. Because some people, they just, they can't fake it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So just be yourself, man. That's it, man. And, just go out there and relate to the seller. Okay. So, and I'm gonna use this as an example. I'm not trying to get political, right? And the last election, we had Biden versus Trump, right? Yep. So let's say you walk into a seller's house. I'm gonna say me, right? And this is a true story. If I walk into a seller's house, right, and I look around and I see, Trump stuff, right? And the seller say, hey man, who you voting for this election? Man, I'm voting for Trump. That guy's great. You know what I'm saying? If I see Biden, hey man, I like Biden too. That's the guy I'm voting. Build that rapport, and if you walk into a house and a guy has a whole room dedicated to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you had, hey man, you like the Pittsburgh Steelers? Where in Charlotte? Did you grow up there? How did that happen? Just make conversations, be yourself, man. So yes, that's a great recommendation. Is that?
It's the same exact thing. It's always mirroring. I've had the same conversations with like political stuff. I've always been in political shoes. I had a deal last week. I talked about the Cowboys for 2 hours, and the only thing I knew about the Cowboys had the quarterback got out, and that dude lit up. He signed the deal with me. We joked about the Cowboys. It was It was beautiful. I mean, I'm telling you right now, that is golden right there. Guys, you've got to mirror your sellers.
You have to mirror your sellers, man. Like just think, and just think about, and sometimes your sellers might have something that may be offensive to you. But remember, you're not there to be offended. You're there to get a check and do this business and get to the goal. You might do something that's offensive. You might have something that's offensive to somebody else. So it's all personal opinions. Take your feelings out of it and flush them down the toilet. And you are in the sales, marketing, and negotiation business, and you need to accept that. You're not in the business of being emotional. You're not in the business of debating the seller. You're just not into that, Mirror the seller, whether it be political, sports, certain clothes. You see some travel destinations. Oh, you've been to the Bahamas. I've never been to the Bahamas. How was it? Oh, man. Did you do the cruise? Oh, okay, great. You did the cruise. All right, yeah. So, just mirror the seller.
I mean, I can tell. I mean, you've been doing this for a while. Like you just talking to people. I mean, you just got to put your hours in. You get really good at it. What are some other like really good acquisitions tips you can give to someone just starting out? I mean, that was killer right there. But like anything else you can get for someone really just to get the deals?
Yes. All right. To get the deals. Man, just figure out that one marketing channel. Look at your bank account, see what you could afford. Look at the different services out there and see what you can afford, right? And by you seeing what you could afford, right? What ideally what you want to do is you want to just work that list. And you might not have to buy look, SMS blast. You get 500 free texts. Like the guy's giving you 500 free texts. So let's say if you're buying a list for 1,000, right? And you got the data, you skip trace it. Bro, Zach is giving away 500 free texts, bro. So half of the list, you can hit them, and it's going to be free, okay? So you're saving money. And then, if let's say with 1,000, chances are you're probably not going to get a deal unless that list is skip trace or a list that has a higher percentage of motivation. Chances are, however, don't just hit them 1 month. Hit them the next month, the third month, the 4th month, the 5th month. You got to follow up with the ones who didn't respond, man. So yes, that's my advice, man. Because what I see a lot, Zach, and you see this, and it's not gonna stop. Is people, this month is December, right? So people are pressed for cash, or they just seen guys on social media living the life that they aspire to live. So they want to get in this business solely for a check. So they buy a list of 300 names, text them and say, oh, it doesn't work. So
you should see how many texts. I'm at almost 2,000 texts a day. And you have to.
You have to.
I always look at it as fishing, in my opinion, when it comes to marketing. Just because I like fishing, you just do a wide net, you can get something like that, kind of like you doing with your county list. My other question here is, it's hard. There's only, I would say, a handful of people doing 2 million. You're at 1.9, close enough to 2 million in wholesaling, real estate investing, flipping like that. Do you do it all in Charlotte, or do you do a lot of virtual stuff too?
No, all in Charlotte. That's all this area. Like Charlotte, counties. Yeah, yes.
Jeez. Wow. And what's your team looking like right now?
Oh, okay. I have a small team, believe it or not, man. So we got one acquisition guy. I go on appointments sometimes too, due to I just love the business. Yeah. Like I'm really passionate about it. I wanted to be a real estate investor since I was 19, and that's probably why I'm still, involved in it. And I just love this business. So with that being said, it's me as my acquisition guy, and I have some virtual assistants. I have 3 of them for cold calling, prospectors, administration, and my acquisition guy.
Okay. And do you have anyone on the disposition side? So how are you dispoing these deals?
Oh, we just do it. I handle that for the most part. We blast that list.
Okay. And what are some tips you can give to someone, they got 0 list right now for their cash buyers. How would you find a cash buyer, got no money? What would you do?
Ooh, no money with a cash buyer, man. Right now in this market, man, the cash buyers are so easy to find. I wouldn't stress myself out. However, if you're one of those people that's stressed out and think you need cash buyers, you can do a 7-day free trial with PropStream at durudata.com, or use Zach sites or whatever. And you can look at cash buyers, you can find them. And if you doing a 7-day free trial, you can't export, so you can write them down. And this is how I found my first cash buyer, bro. My first deal. A realtor contact Ahmed Daria. I asked for a cash buyer's list with these price points. She sent it over. I made a flyer of my deal. All right on here. I'm not good at computers or anything like that. The flyer was terrible and ugly. Straight, simple, straight to the point. Mailed it out. Let's say I mailed out 20 letters, maybe like 4 or 5 people called. One guy was extremely serious, and that one guy bought it. And all you need is one person to buy it.
Okay. How would someone, because this is the problem now, like you've said, cash buyers are really easy to find now. The problem is there's a lot of fraudsters out there as cash buyers. How do you vet a proper cash buyer?
Okay, on an upfront tip, I don't really vet my cash buyers on upfront. Just when they want to buy it, okay, look, put up to $2,000, put up to $3,000, $4,005, whatever it is. If they can't perform, then if they can't put that up, then look, we're not even going to do business. So I don't really vet on the front end too much. I'm more, once we put this deal in front of you, you got to put this money up. So if they're interested, hey, you got to put this up. You can't put this up, then we'll move on to the next guy.
Okay. And so I'm going to ask you a quick question. Before we get into it, guys, we're going to get the questions from the audience. So please comment below your questions for them. Please, I'm telling you, there's not a lot of people I can get in doing millions of dollars in real estate. So my question for you is, what is your craziest real estate story?
Let me think. I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years now, man. I've been involved in real estate for 13 years. Let me say that. So I'm trying to pick up my craziest, man. Nothing really sticks out as too crazy, man. Nothing really sticks out as too crazy. Of course, it probably being that you just asked me that, I can't think of one in particular. So.
All right, no problem. I guess another question I can have for you here is, what's your biggest wholesale deal you've ever had?
That's a good one, man. My biggest real estate deal was $246,000.
Wow.
It wasn't really a wholesale. I had to take it, but I wanted to take it down. I wanted to take it down because the price that just was too good to be true. So I wanted to take it down and end up making 246. Straight wholesale / type assignment, maybe like 55 or something like that.
1,000.
Yeah, 55,000. I'm sorry.
Nice, man. That's awesome. I don't get people too hyped up on it, but I mean, it's true. You can make those kind of margins. Would you say when you're making over 50,000, I mean, I have kind of my opinions here with my sellers, but do you double close it all when it's too much of a assignment fee?
I do, but I try not to. Like, if it's over 50, I'll definitely consider double closing. Under 50, I've been doing straight assignments lately, man.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into some of the audience. I mean, you've definitely lit some people up to get doing some deals. So let's see. Kingfisher, what's up? What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Very true. A lot of bank-owned properties on driving for dollars. Who do you contact when you go to Deal Machine and you find out that Bank of America owns a property? What's your situation there?
I move on. I don't focus with those. And especially if you're new, don't focus with those bank-owned properties, man. Bank-owned and properties dealing with realtors, because, me and Zach started this business broke, right? So we were able to just leverage knowledge and skills. When you're dealing with realtors and banks, that's not enough. They're going to want money up front. Okay? With agents and banks, they're going to want money up front. I don't know how it is in Florida where you're at, but in North Carolina, what we need to do is we have earnest money and we have due diligence. Due diligence is non-refundable money that you give. So yeah, when you're dealing with the bank or the agent, it's going to be due diligence money. It's going to be EMD money and proof of funds and all that. So I don't want to get somebody involved with that process. So what I do is I go after off market stuff alone only.
Okay. And what do you do if someone asks you for proof of funds? Obviously, you have it now, but if you didn't have money,
Ooh, that's a good one, man.
tough one.
Back in the all right. The legitimate way is to go to your hard money lender if you have one, but more than likely, if you knew, you probably don't have a hard money lender that's going to deal with you. It used to be a site around that they would give out proof of funds to people, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree. There's people saying do it. I don't know. Luckily, I never got asked that when I was starting out, and now I got the proof of funds to show it. But it's a tough one, man. Yeah. So let's see here. Ken asks, how do you guys run comps in non-disclosure states?
PropStream, if PropStream has that data, because I want to say PropStream does have that data in non-disclosure states. Because PropStream pulls from the MLS.
Yeah, I mean, I've done deals in Texas before. Done
correct,
easy.
Yeah. So you want to use a service like PropStream. I mean, you got to pay for it. I mean, it's an investment. It's just a cost of doing business. So if you're not in a situation where you can afford the $97 a month, then what you need to do is you have to find another alternative. But right now, the only thing I can tell you is look at sites like PropStream.
Okay. And when you said you're pulling the whole county list for Charlotte, are you going to like the tax rolls, or are you actually going to that GeoPoint data for it?
GeoPoint data, just getting everything.
Cool. I know some guys are pulling like whole tax lists, and they're like tax roll lists and going crazy off of that. But
yeah.
All right. Ryan asks, what's your lead to wholesale deal ratio?
Probably 50 leads, we get like one wholesale deal.
Yeah. And what's your average right now, you think?
Average of what?
Assignment.
Average assignment right now is 7,500.
It's pretty good. Let's see. Parker asks, what point do you decide a lead is dead?
When they say stop calling, or if they say stop calling, it's dead. If their property is worth 150 and they're like, give me 200,000 or something like that, we don't waste our time with those people.
Yeah, you got to learn. I think that's the number one thing when starting out. Like if someone's wasting your time, you got to cut out the old lady that wants to talk to you for an hour that's not going to want to sell her house. That's just wasted time. You could be trying for dollars.
Waste of time. Just get them off the list. Remember, guys, we're not dealing with the majority of the market. We're dealing with the minority of the market who doesn't want to sell but needs to sell. Mm-hmm. So that's who we want to stay in front of. The people who need to sell, not the people who want to sell. Somebody who wants to sell, they can go list their house with a realtor and sell the house to the open market. But the people we deal with, if they were to list their house with a realtor, 90% of the time, the buyer would not be able to get a loan for that house because it needs so much work and things of that nature. Like I have banks pull out on me on houses I own because of it could be mold under the house. Mold in the house just means it got wet under the house and mold for them, and the banks pull out like, oh no, we're not funding that. So. Yeah, man. It's so the people I had to fix that issue for it to get, funded from another buyer. But however, with that being said, man, the people you want to deal with people who don't want to sell their house but need to sell their house.
Yep. Got to be motivated. All right. Wu-Tang, cool name. What would you say is the quickest way to get a deal as far as marketing goes?
I'm not going to say there's a quickest way. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I don't like that word saying there's a quickest way because everybody goes out and try to do the quickest way and they try to cut out the work. Mm-hmm. All right. So they don't want, the only place, you're going to get success before, the work is a dictionary. So it's not really a quickest way per se. You got to just go out there and hit the payment. My friend Max was driving for dollars. It took him 3 weeks to get his first deal. 3 weeks, right? Took me 8 months. Everybody's journey is different. It really boils down to how bad do you want it?
Definitely, I would say. And you're talking about Max Maxwell, right?
Yeah, talking about my guy Max Maxwell. Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Max, cool dude.
Yeah, he cool, man. That's my son.
John asked, do the phone carriers ever stop or ban your SMS texts?
Of course. Okay. Of course. That definitely happens, right? So what I've done is we hired a copywriter so we can get exclusive text.
Mm-hmm.
We hired a copywriter, and with the copywriter, we got text messages catered just for us and things that will probably get through most carriers. But of course, if you do like the regular generic, hey, my name is Nasar and I want to buy a house at 123 Main Street, stuff like that, and you're sending out a lot, those carriers will block that stuff immediately and shut your numbers down. So you got to be creative. You can't overdo it.
Okay. Yeah. Follow-up is, how do you prevent that? Obviously, right now. So what service are you using right now to send your texts?
Oh, I'm using the Rail service.
Okay. That's is that Max's also?
That's Max's, stuff.
All right, cool. I've never looked into it. I got to look into that. But REI Rail. Okay. Kingfisher Theo asks, best list to go after.
I'm not gonna say there's a best list, right? You gotta test, and every market is gonna be different. I've been having a lot of success with absentee low credit.
Okay, and how do you find? Does GeoPoint data show low credit?
That's correct. Yeah, it has that list at GeoPoint data. So which is durulist.com. If you do, if you on checkout, the checkout code is Duru 20. It's Doru 20 is the checkout code. Use that, you get 20% off your first order.
All right, let me put that in there for you. Doru 20. How much is it to actually pull it? Like the cost?
The cost for the list?
Yeah, on GeoPoint.
I don't know the cost I've had. It's pretty fairly cheap. Because we don't pull, I don't pull a list every month because I'm getting so much of it and we just work it,
Okay. And for driving for dollars, basically asks, what's better, Deal Machine or PropStream?
If you're just starting, man, and you don't have any money, don't get none of them. I started out with pen and paper. You just gonna have to do the work.
Yeah.
Deal Machine is to make everything efficient and easier. Okay, that's what it does. If you're driving for dollars, if you're the type of person that's going to drive for dollars 2 or 3 times and give up, don't get either one of them, man. Just use pen and paper like I did when I'm starting out. But if hey, look, I'm gonna use this thing and work until I get a deal, then Deal Machine could be the way to go. If you have money to, because you can pull comps on a free service like Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. Just pay attention to the sold. Pay attention to the sold. Don't pay attention to Zestimates and stuff like that. Yeah. So with PropStream, if you're going to be cold calling, you're going to be and one thing I like about PropStream, you get 10,000 leads per month, right? So durudata.com, 7 days is free, but you get 10,000 leads per month. One thing I like about them is you can pull that, but there's no need to get 10,000 leads a month if you have no ability to work those leads. So maybe hold off on PropStream, and hold off on both. Just use pen and paper like I did. And, you put them in an Excel sheet and skip trace them. And yeah, man, you just gotta do the ways of, just gotta be creative to save your money. You just gotta think. And being that, when me and Zach started off broke, we had no choice but to think because we didn't have money to just throw at all these tools.
I'm telling you right now, that bandit sign right there, I had lost $300. I spent it all in there. I kept one, literally no money left, put it up to faith, and it came through. So blessed for that too. But D Guy asks, do you estimate repairs over the phone or do you have a contractor do a walkthrough?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Very good question. So you're definitely not going to estimate repairs on the phone. That's just, it's not going to happen. Some people, they say, oh, well, the seller said it doesn't need any work, or the seller says it needs $20,000 worth of work, and then you walk in the house and needs $100,000. So you don't really want to just take the seller's opinion. You ask for pictures, okay? And from there, just follow the normal wholesaling formula, which is, a cash buyer wants to be 70% all in. So make a deduction. Basically, what I'm trying to say, just get the house as low as you can. If you have to go back and readjust the numbers, let the seller know. Hey, look, my money partners said we can't make this number work, but we can make this number work. That's something you're open to. Because of, give them a reason. The repairs are coming at this much. I know I said we can do this much, but they're coming at this much. So let's say you got the house for 80 and your cash buyer's at 75. You start off, go back to the seller, maybe start off with 65 so you can land on 70. And say, hey, this is why we're coming in at this number. And they say, we can do 70. Yes, we can get it done. And then you go from there. But don't get hung up on repairs and all that too much. Get more hung up on just making offers. You're going to make mistakes, man. As long as you're living, life is going to be hard. You just got to choose your heart. Just go out there and make your mistakes, because if you choose the right heart, eventually life gets easy.
I 100% agree with that. Last couple questions here. How many new leads do you contact each month?
New leads? Nah, we don't really do new leads because we're just following up, beating the list up. It might take multiple times to get somebody to respond. Just think about how many times Pizza Hut mails your house per year, right? They do it multiple times. But you might use that coupon one time a year. But that one time a year you use the coupon could have paid for all the marketing, So it's like, they're getting it's you just got to keep hitting them every month.
Oh yeah. How does the process differ if you're working with a property out of state? I guess estimating repairs, I'm assuming.
How does the process differ if you're working with property out of state? Now, if you're working with something out of state, you're probably just doing the closing over the phone, right? So you're just doing everything over the phone versus to you being able to do it locally. But it's the same exact process. Nothing really changes. Just that instead of going out to the property, you might sit. If the seller can't do photos, you might have to hire somebody to do photos. They got websites where you can hire people. BPO Photo Flow. You can hire somebody to go out there and take pictures. You can go make an ad on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and hire somebody to take pictures and things of that nature.
All right. And so I guess not really a lot of more questions. If you guys got questions, comment them below. But my next question for myself with you guys is, how did you get linked up with Max Maxwell, and what are you guys doing together? I see you guys have something going on, What's going on?
Yeah, man, maxandnas.com. Make sure y'all check it out, man. maxandnas.com. Thanks for plugging that. So, all right. Max, right? He used to watch my videos before he got started. He used to watch my videos, right? Before he got started, I was on YouTube. I was in North Carolina, and he reached out to me. I don't remember him reaching out to me, but he reached out to me and said, man, I'm in North Carolina, closing deals, you got to link up. Yeah, great. Do what you're going to do, right? So then, of course, this guy takes off, right? He takes off. And just took the real estate education thing to a whole new level, right? So, and over the years, people would tell me about this guy, like, yo, guy Max, whatever, I didn't know that he told me this when we first met. So I told him, like, hey, your events in Charlotte, I'm gonna come through and make sure I check it out, that. So he inboxed me like, yo, bro, just come through. Like, don't even, pay us, come through, whatever. So, and I'm gonna give you some speaking time, whatever. So I'm like, man, whatever. So I actually came through. We just clicked immediately. Immediately. Just what's up, man? We just clicked immediately, and then from there it was just it was all love, man, and we became friends and all of that, man. So, but yeah, Max has definitely been a blessing to my life in more ways than one. Pause, but yeah, so good dude.
Okay, and so what is Max and Nas? Because I remember when I used to watch his YouTube, your YouTube, you guys didn't really have any like courses, or you didn't really teach anything. What is that website like? What is it? Okay,
so Max and Nas is basically going to take you to the webinar and talks about the course, right? And with the course, we have a course for the newbie investor that will get them to consistently closing 3 to 5 deals a month, giving you our blueprints and how we do the things. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, Max and Nas is a course, right? So for years and years and years, right? Even though we have Max has probably 8 million videos on his channel. I probably got like I got over 100, right?
Yeah.
So, and Max got like 8 million videos on his channel. He puts out 50 million a week. So, with that being said, over the years, people say, "Hey, man, you got this information in the course." They were asked individually. So we just talked about it, say, "Hey, man, you might as well do something together, and so we can streamline it, right? So people can have all the information in one place, and then they can have access to us." You know, Max been offered as much as $50,000 for his time for mentoring. I've been offered a lot of money for coaching and mentoring. I just, never wanted to do it, man, because I actually do this business. We both do this business and we enjoy our freedom. That's one thing about the business. It gives you our freedom. So what we decided to do to satisfy the people, just put a course together with all the information in one place, because if you don't want to go through the 8 million videos that he has putting it together, you don't have to. If you don't want to go through the 100 videos I have putting it together, you don't have to. And we're just going to put it all in one place, give you the scripts, give you all the programs we use, and, answer your questions along the way. So basically, like, it's more hand-holding going on, private Facebook groups and things of that nature.
All right. And I think this is a question because, we got a lot of people watching this right now. And for my channel, a lot of people, they're new. They're watching people on Instagram. They're seeing guys with Lamborghinis. They're everything like that. How does a new person, especially just brand new, broke, how do they know who to follow on YouTube? How do they spend their time learning from? What's the best way you can tell a new person, like, how do you find someone that's actually legit in this business? A guru.
Okay. All right. So this is a different age, man. Your generation, this social media, man, this is dangerous, especially when it comes to success, because success is for the younger people. And even some people my age, I can just go and take a picture in front of Zach's car and look cool and post it. And
people, not my car. I keep it modest. I got a regular truck. I do, because I do a lot of wholesale deals. That's it. Did you see a Rolex on me? Like, come on.
Bro, I'm the same way. So anyway, yeah, you got guys, man, they're renting these Lamborghinis. You'll be surprised at how many of these people are not doing the business. They're really not doing the business. They just sell you stuff. But anyway, you got these guys that rent these Lamborghinis. They rent these the Lamborghinis. They rent the cars. They rent houses to do photo shoots. Okay, and their whole thing is to sell you stuff, right? Don't be afraid to ask to see HUDs, ask to see checks. If I'm paying you, like, hey, how many deals you close and things like that, especially if you're new and you don't know. Now once you come experience, right? Like, I don't know about Zach, but I have coaches. Like, I can tell by, what he's talking about. Oh, this guy really does that, and he can coach me to go to the next level or to scale it, because that's what I'll be looking for in the coach at this point. But with Zach, because we're experienced, but with you being a newbie, you might not be asked to see checks, HUDs, what properties, because a lot of these guys, they're really not doing the business. You never see them at a house that they wholesale. The house that they rehab is always at rented things, and that's just the wave now, man. So don't fall for the fakeness, man. So,
crazy.
Look, we wholesale houses, right? At a residential level. There's no need to wear a suit every day. All right. You see what Zach said? Hey, man, I got a pickup truck because I do a bunch of hotel deals. Man, I dress extremely raggedy during the week. All right, because I'm going in raggedy houses. There's no reason for me to dress up. Okay, to go to these houses. I drive a Toyota. I don't want my contractor to see me in some luxury car. And when I do get my car delivered, when they're building it, but when I do get it, it's like, look, I'm not going to use that to go to houses, all right? So what you want to do is you got to be able to differentiate that, man. These guys, I'm going to some ugly houses, man. So I'm just telling you like that. I'm going to some ugly houses. So I dress to fit what I do. Some of these guys, they dress up with suits and all that every day, man. Come on, man. That's BS, man. For residential. This is not commercial.
I'm telling you, the fanciest stuff I ever wear in a Portman's a collared shirt, just because that's kind of how people are kind of where I'm at. But that's it, man. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, like sharing value, things like that. I mean, you're legit on there. Again, if you have questions, who's legit or not, like just ask around. They'll say anyone in North Carolina, they'll tell you about the Doru. Go to flipwithrick.com, go to results. I share my HUDs. I'm not scared. Hashtag HUD challenge. But my last question for you, last thing I can really ask is, what is your thoughts? What would you say to someone right now that's watching this right now? They're brand new. They haven't got one deal, or they're struggling to get deals. What's your advice to them right now to change their life?
Man, don't give up, man. It's all part of your story, okay? This business is not easy, and it can be life-changing, okay? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. There's a reason why those guys on social media just rent cars and rent houses and take pictures in front of them, because that's easy. Doing this business is hard. So just do hard so that your life can be easy later. You know, a lot of those guys can't raise money to do any type of deals because they don't really do deals. Okay. So with that being said, just stick to it. Don't give up. Don't prepare for the success, prepare for the process. And just, you know, look on YouTube videos. Like I watch a lot of Eric Thomas stuff. Listen to podcasts, audiobooks, man. Put positive stuff in your mind. You know, even on social media, man, your friends you grew up with, that all they do is get on there, complain. They talk about nonsense. It's all gossip. They share fight videos and stuff like that, man. Get that out of your life, man. Put positivity in your life, even on your social media. Do that in your real life as well, man, because, you know, it gets lonely out there. I already know. You know, it gets very lonely, but just stick to it, man. That's my advice for you. It's simple, but it's not easy. Stick to it.
I'm telling you right now, you watch one Eric Thomas video, a hip hop preacher, you go out driving for dollars for 8 hours. That dude pumps me up. My gosh, him and his other guys on there. But I really appreciate you coming on. A quick one. I guess we got a quick comment. What's the name of your Facebook group one more time?
Wholesaling with the Doru on Facebook. Just answer the 2 questions, and I'll let you in. Wholesaling with the Doru.
Boom. Wholesaling with the Doru. Check out my group too. Wholesaling Houses for Real. Kind of like how he does it. He does it for real. I do it for real. I think there's a lot of similarities. Thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe. Check out us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're all over there. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. See you next week.